All right, so function notation. Now, a function is usually denoted by a common letter. So whenever you see a function, it's usually denoted by a common letter. A function is usually denoted by a common letter. If you see something like this, f and x in bracket beside it, you read that as f of x. Now, f of x is the image in the codomain of x in the domain. So in other words, if you have x here, let us say you have what? You have the domain. If you have x there, and over here is the codomain, you're going to have f of x. So that is what it is saying. F of x is the codomain element that is mapped to x in the domain. So if you have, like, for example, 3 here, over here you would have f of 3. That's all it is saying. If you have -2 here, -2 here, over here you would have f of -2. That's all it is saying. So the values over the codomain is f of something. If it is mapped to 3, the value in the codomain would be f of 3. If it's mapped to -2, the value in the codomain would be f of -2. Now, if you see this, you read that as f of 3. Now, f of 3 is the codomain element in f that corresponds to 3 in the domain. This reads g of x. This is a composite function, and you read it as f of g of x. You read this as g inverse of x, sorry, f inverse of x. And you read this as g of f of -3. All right. So we're still looking at function notation. Now, if you see this f of x, this, even though it reads differently, essentially it is the same as f of x. Now, the way you read this is, you read this as the function f such that x in the domain is mapped onto. So you read that as the function f such that x in the domain is mapped onto. That's how you read it. All right, so let's have a look at example 7. I'm going to do part of it, and I want you to finish it. You have A, you have B. So I'm just going to do a little part of it. I'm going to do example 7AI. Then I want you to finish example 7. Here's what this says. Example 7 says, example 7A says, given that f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 6, we're to evaluate f of -2. It's actually very simple. You have f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 6. So you're to find f of -2. Now, it's very simple. Over to the right, wherever you see x, you're going to take out x and put -2. So this is -2 squared -2 times -2 minus 6. So wherever you see x, you're going to take out x and put -2. So this is -2 squared minus 2 squared is -2 times -2, which is +4. So this is 4. A negative times a negative is a positive. 4 minus 6. This is 8 minus 6, which is 2. So can I tell you literally what this is saying? That if I represent this function as, let us say, an arrow diagram, x over here would map to x squared minus 2x minus 6 over here. And if you have 2 here, 2 would map to 2. You understand? And this 2 here is actually f of 2. So that is all it is saying. All right. Now, I just found f of minus 2. Sorry, if you have minus 2 here, it would map to 2. So minus 2, f of minus 2 is 2. And that simply means that minus 2 in the what domain is mapped onto positive 2 in the codomain. And the positive 2 is called f of minus 2. Guys, I just found f of minus 2. I want you to complete example 7 and type your answers in the chat. All right, so let's find f of 2. So f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 6. So f of 2 would be, wherever you see x, put 2. So it's 2 squared minus 2 times 2 minus 6. This is 4 minus 4 minus 6. This is minus 6. So this is saying that 2 in the domain is mapped to 6 in the codomain. That's what it's saying. Or is mapped to 6 in the range. Let's find f of 0. F of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 6. F of 0, wherever I see x in f, I'm going to put 0. So this is going to be 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 6, which is minus 6. So in other words, 0 is also mapped to minus 6. That's what it means. All right. All right, so that's what the diagram would look like. The arrow diagram would look like for this function, and the function is f. The set of ordered pairs would be minus 2, 2, 0, 6, 2, 6. All right. So, and this would be the function f of x is equal to this, which is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 6. All right, so this isn't really important, but I'm showing you that that is what f of x mean. The values that you get for f of x are the codomain value. So f of 2 is equal to minus 6. What that is saying, 2 in the domain is mapped to 6. It's actually not 6, it's minus 6. Is mapped to minus 6 in the codomain. That is what it is saying. Let's have a look at B. All right, B says g of x is equal to minus x squared plus 3x plus 1, and you're asked to find g of minus 1. Here's how it works. Over to the right, wherever you see x, you're going to replace x with minus 1. So this is minus 1 squared plus 3 times minus 1 plus 1. Minus 1 squared is minus 1. Minus 1 squared is minus times minus 1 times minus 1. If you're multiplying 3 negatives, it comes out negative, and 1 times 1 is 1. A positive here times a negative here is minus 3 plus 1. So the value here is -3, because -1 plus 1 is 0. 0 minus 3 is -3. All right. So next we need to find g of 2. We have g of x is equal to minus x squared plus 3x plus 1. And we're asked to find g of 2. Over to the right, wherever we see x, we're going to take out x and put 2. So this is minus 2 squared plus 3 times 2 plus 1. That is minus 2 squared means minus times 2 times 2. Minus 2 squared means only the 2 is square, not the negative. Whereas minus 2 squared means that everything is squared. But without the bracket, minus 2 squared means minus times 2 times 2. The negative is not squared. With the bracket, it means everything inside the bracket is squared. So this is minus 4 plus 6 plus 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. Minus 4 plus 7 is positive 3. That is g of x is equal to x minus x squared plus 3x plus 1. And we're asked to find g of 0. Wherever we see x, we're going to put 0. 0 squared minus 0 squared plus 3 times 0 plus 1. This is 0 plus 0 plus 1. This is simply 1. C says h of x is equal to 3x plus 2. And we are asked to find h of minus 2. Here's how it works simply. Wherever I see x, I'm going to take out x and put minus 2. So this is 3 times minus 2 plus 2. 3 times minus 2 is minus 6 plus 2. Minus 6 plus 2 is minus 4. If the signs are different, subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. We have h of x is equal to 3x plus 2, and we're asked to find h of 2/3. What this is saying is over to the right, wherever I see x, I'm going to take out x and put 2/3. So this is 3 times 2/3 plus 2. 3 cancels 3. 1 times 2 is 2 plus 2, and this is 4. All right. Let me see the next page. Next example.
What was that? G to the first one.
G of 2 is 3.